Main Talk. Let's talk about hair. It's not your average conversation. It's not your average conversation about hair.
Welcome to Main Talk Conversations about Hair. How are you guys doing? I want to thank each one of you guys for joining us here at Main Talk. And for those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Deshawn Buller. I am the host of Main Talk. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I had to say that because I am not a blogger, so I want y'all to know that I know my stuff, okay? As well as I am a celebrity hairstylist, as well as I am the owner of Nuratress Hair Products. So we're about to get this thing started. My first co-host is also a licensed cosmetologist. It's Keisha Rucker. And then our next co-host is none other than Kai Ianta Burks. We're going to start this conversation today with a very, very hot topic. This type of forum came about because we actually have a radio show that comes on WAOK every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. When we have these conversations on air, it gets really hot. People get really passionate about it. And so what we wanted to do was to do a live taping to give people an opportunity to speak to us live and tell about how they feel about hair. Because in our community, when we're out in the streets, when I'm in the salon, everybody is always talking about hair, right? Yeah. When you walk up to your girlfriend, what's the first thing you say? After you look at her clothes, I like your hair. Okay, that's what we say. So we wanted to give us an opportunity because we wanted to provide a different type of more educated forum that we could speak properly and give this information. So a hot topic that always comes up when we talk about hair is natural versus relaxed. When we talk about natural versus relaxed, a lot of hot topics kind of come up. And we have some people in the audience today, so we're going to bring some people up. To join us in our conversation, we're going to bring out another licensed cosmetologist. She was my partner for about maybe 4 or 5 years in the cosmetology industry. We're going to bring out Miss Stephanie Kennedy. Why don't you give her a round of applause? We're going to have this conversation about hair. And just in case y'all don't know, anything that we say is not meant to offend anybody. So we're going to start this topic. Natural versus relaxing. There are a lot of different people who feel very passionate about natural hair. Natural hair is kind of taking on a spin of its own nowadays. But how about natural hair has been around for a while? It's not that something that is, the difference is that now we have the internet.
That's
we
right.
have bloggers, we have more communications about it, but how many remember your mother back in the day with the big afro?
That's right.
You know, having natural hair. But so, because this is evolution, just like clothing. Some people like natural hair, some people don't. And it's okay to say that you don't.
That's right.
However, we do feel that in some of the conversations that we have about natural hair, people really want to attack women who wear relaxers. How many people wear relaxers? Okay, how many people in here are natural? Okay, so we actually have half and half in the room. But what we feel is that natural hair is a choice. Okay, everybody can choose to be natural if they want to, but if you choose to wear a relaxer, you can do so as well. During our conversation, maybe about a couple weeks ago on our radio show, we had a very hot topic about natural hair. What happened was, this is Keisha, as we introduced earlier. Keisha has on, what you have on now? A wig. Keisha has on a wig. But Keisha is actually natural. Stephanie, you're natural too now, right?
I am. And I also have on a wig, but I call my wig my protective style.
Her protective style.
It's a protective style, yes.
And Kai is?
I'm also natural,
Oh.
and I choose to be versatile with my hair. Sometimes I wear it straight, and sometimes I wear it curly.
However, and I'm relaxed. I'm straight. You know, they want to call it cream and crack. I call it sodium hydroxide. But guess what? It works for me. Right. In the salon, we see a lot of people who have gone natural for a while and then decide sometimes it just takes too much work Some people, they say that they just want something different. We had a girl come in and she had been natural for maybe 15 years with locks, and then later on she decided to change to a short fro, and then she wanted to wear the new short style that everybody's wearing, and then she decided to get a relaxer. So Keisha came into the studio, and I decided to, when she walked in the studio, I was so shocked because she never wears her natural hair. So I said, welcome to the studio, Esther Rowe. I said something like that, right? And so when we were having a conversation about it, we had someone to hit us up on Twitter, and we want to actually bring her up to have a conversation. Is Atlanta's sister here, natural sister? We want you to come on up to the hot seat. Just give her a round of applause. So give me your full name.
Nicole English.
Nicole English, welcome to Main Talk Conversations about Hair. So this beautiful lady, you look beautiful with your flower, she was so passionate about us. Tell us what you were feeling. We called her Esther Rowe. She tweeted, she said it wasn't a joke. Tell us what you were
Let
feeling.
me say this, first of all, I'm not a natural hair Nazi.
Okay.
So let me say that. I have
Okay.
a problem with the natural hair Nazis as I do with the relaxed hair tyrants.
Okay.
I think they're both crazy.
Okay.
But there always seems to be an underlying joking about natural hair. That's just me. Other people may see it differently. So that's why I tweeted, because we had actually discussed it. Derek's group, we said somebody had sent you, I think it was a guy actually, he outed himself, had sent you a face shot of what we were saying. And other people had said that before, and I was like, is it me? Because I know how I am. And I was like, does there seem to be this underlying tone of let's make fun of natural hair like it's a joke? So I did take the Esther Rowe comment as a joke, but I thought Esther Rowe's hair was fabulous. She had all her edges, it was thick. Oh my God, that's the way I thought of it as. So don't think that I'm just one of those natural hair girls who's trying to clack everybody with a relaxer. Oh no, when I see a bob that's actually inverted and cut right and is swinging, I have to control myself not to go make an appointment to get a relaxer. Understand? I'm all for the cute factor. Whatever looks good on you. So I don't think just because you're natural, you're more black, or if you're relaxed, you're not black or whatever. I am all about, at the end of the day, the cute factor. I don't care. So let me just say that. But I do think, having said that the Esther Rowe joke did rub me the wrong way, and that's why I commented on it.
But we want to know, why did it rub you the wrong way? Because all we said was, and the reason why we're having this conversation is because you're not the only person who's listening. Of course, you know, AOK has, you know, millions of listeners. And so we want to really make sure that all voices are heard, because that's what it's about. That all voices are heard. And while we're conversating about hair, it's not meant to offend anybody. So I really, really wanted to bring you here, and we joked and said that you were a natural hair Nazi because, not you in particular, meaning that there have been many instances where women who have had relaxed hair have been offended by somebody with natural hair. Has anybody experienced that?
I've experienced that myself.
I walked into a hair show and saw a cute shirt that said, I'm loving my natural hair, and it was really cute, and I said, oh wow, I want that shirt. And then the girl said, well, go ahead and buy it. I said, well, I'm not relaxed. I'm not natural. She just kind of looked and frowned on me. So some of the things that we have had going on in our personal lives, Kai can have attest to that with a story. It seems though a lot of people in the natural hair community, not just you, it's just that it so happened that you were the most, passionate, with your tweet towards us, that it seemed that you were attacking us. You said that we belittle black women. You said that we talk down on black women. And
Sometimes I think you do.
But hey, had we said your hair looked like Rihanna, who would have got offended?
Well,
Only because it was Esther Rowe. Though.
Right.
That's because obviously thinking Esther Rowe, that means that's insulting somebody. Because if somebody said your hair was like Mary, you look like Mary J. Blige, nobody would have said anything.
That's correct.
Nobody would have said anything. You said Beyonce or anybody. Nobody would have got offended. But just because she said you look like Esther Rowe today, and we laughed about it. I mean, what's wrong? We didn't see anything
Would
wrong
you
with
have
Esther Rowe.
laughed after Rihanna or Beyonce?
Yes, because people call me
And I definitely
Fantasia,
wouldn't
they
have
call me
said
Kelly
Beyonce,
Rowland, I laugh about
I'm a
that.
Beyonce
You know,
fan, so-
I don't feel like I look like them, but I get that all the time. But I didn't get offended when she said Esther Rowe, because my little afro do look like Esther Rowe.
Well,
I'm
it
personally
must have
not
been
gonna wear
great
it
then.
out, just,
Yeah,
because that's
I'm sure
just
it
my
was
preference.
We're all sisters. We say that we're joined by our roots. That
And we are.
One thing that we won't
And that's
have
true.
in our community is division because of hair.
That's true.
We're joined by our roots. One of the things that bring us together as African American women is our hair. We flood the salons on the weekend and during the week. I see some of my clients and stuff like that here now. We flood the salons and we come in and get our hair done. So one of the things we want to do is to have a conversation, because one thing we do see is that the conversation is now divided.
Well, maybe, and that's life. Black women at the end of the day are human like everybody else. We're the only ones who are put under this microscope and are said to have this unity that doesn't exist anywhere else. I know, because I work with white women, that we always want to try to sometimes aspire to when it comes to so-called unity, but they're not getting along either. My point is, black women are going to have different points of view. We're all not going to be friends. It's just real life.
Well, yeah, it's real life. I agree with you. But the fact of the matter is, number one, we're all proud African American women.
Okay.
And we are here to uplift women. And because you're saying we're somewhat belittling, I am probably the blackest person you would ever see, literally. And they have to tone me down. That's how I'm so much for my people and my race. And for me, I often have conversations with them about the division is because I'm Miss Social. I frequent a lot of places. And inside of frequent those places, people have conversations with me often about my hair. And the moment I tell them I'm natural, they say, well, you're not natural. Well, what does that mean? You're not natural. So it sparks a conversation. It causes us to talk. And in my head, I don't say to them, well, what are you eating? Because we're worried about our hair, but there have never been any scientific proven facts that things that go into our hair goes down to our bodies and cause us to die or have disease. However, being overweight has caused us to have hypertension, diabetes, and a lot of different things. So I think our main reason for having conversations about these things is that we want the conversation to be about what can we do as a whole. And as far as division, we are divided. And the problem is that we were carried over here from Africa, and we had to come together and be together, even though we were tried to be separated. So we can, in the 70s, they wore natural hair for unity, to say we unify. We're all one. Everybody, we're natural, we're political, we're trying to get our people from over here to unify, to get together. So I don't agree with you when you said other races are not unified. They may not be unified in their personal household, in their personal settings, on their job, but as a whole, when you look at them, they look unified. So for us, we need to look unified as we are. But we need to look unified. We're not putting them on the pedestal. You compared them to us. I didn't compare them. So what I'm telling you is because you compared, because you brought them in the conversation. I didn't bring them in the conversation because they're very relevant to me. I'm the queen. I'm the god of the universe, so they're irrelevant to me. You brought them in, so I'm going to lay them down. There's no comparison.
If we're going to be honest in this conversation,
I'm being extremely
that's what we're saying.
No, we're not saying that. We're not comparing ourselves to them.
We're not.
Okay. But I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that black women are going to disagree, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that I hate you or we're not going to get along.
I agree.
I'm still going to answer your call. You need me to dial 911 and all of that. I may have the bail money if you need that. That's what I'm saying. We're going to disagree about certain things. So, and thank you for...
See, I'm offended by the bail money. I'm offended by the bail money.
That's fine, but I'm just saying. I've had a friend or two of myself that needed that. So let me say that. Let me just say that.
Come on, let's finish the conversation.
Let's start the conversation.
Right,
But
exactly.
I'm just saying that we are sometimes put a microscope on ourselves. It's not realistic. So my thing is, these kind of microscopes that we put on each other, that we don't even allow ourselves to be human in conversation and disagree because who's watching or we're divided or whatever. The point is, I think as a whole, the fact that we waited for this show to start, these black women are together and we're not divided. We could have been gone.
I agree.
Let me just say that.
I agree.
We want this to work for you all. We want us to have a voice.
Absolutely.
So I just see us as having a difference of opinions, and we
Absolutely.
should be allowed to express each other.
And we can.
Black
And
women
that's
like to
right.
Disagree, like, and you all kind of,
And
what
that's
you and I
right.
just did. Some people will say, "Ooh, that's too much." We human.
Well, everybody
That's all I
knows
want
that.
everybody
I'm
to
just
be
passionate.
human
That's just
and
who I
be
am.
allowed to
That's
have this
right.
conversation. That doesn't mean I don't like you. We can't
Absolutely.
hang, have a
Absolutely.
martini or whatever. That's all I'm saying.
But that's the reason, but you know what they...
And that's right.
We're here.
That's right.
I was like, know what
That's
I want
right.
to say, because I want to meet them. We've had this conversation. I don't hide behind social media. People, and I want people to know.
Right.
That's why I said, ooh, they saw the look on my face. I was like, ooh,
Well, you
but
know
I want
what?
to hang in for you because I
Nicole.
love black women at the end of the
Nicole,
day.
you know what?
And that's
You know
what's
why?
important.
And I'm glad that you said that. You know why? Because I was really offended when you outed us in a major group without knowing us. So you sat there just now and said about the conversations and the differences that we have. And what I would have liked for you to have done was to first ask us to clarify, give us an opportunity to clarify what we have done instead of outing us, because it's character defamation. So the reason why we said that is because you wouldn't want me, I just met you today and you have clarified yourself. I think you did an excellent job with clarifying where you were coming from, that I understood what you were saying. Because you are passionate, if you encounter this with someone else that you may not like what they say on a talk radio show, let's just reach out first and say, before I get and jump to a conclusion and go crazy and start talking about y'all hate black women. People were actually hitting us
I did
on
not say
no,
hate.
but I'm
Stop
saying
that,
people were
please.
hitting us on our page and saying you don't like women. No, it was several people saying y'all don't like black women, y'all don't like natural hair.
But then they took
We
it
have to
that way,
explain.
but I have no problem clarifying myself.
Okay.
I'm just not that person.
Okay.
If I have something to say on Twitter, I'm probably just gonna say it. I understand what you're saying, but I have no problem with the way the conversation went down, the way I approached it.
Well, yeah, because we could do some stuff together.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right. So let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
Give her a hug. You get a hug. Give her a hug.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Wasn't that good conversation today? Well, we want you guys to know at Lane Talk, we're here to conversate about hair. Hair is passionate to everybody. I did want Stephanie to say something briefly because Stephanie had been relaxed forever and now she has natural hair. So Stephanie,
With natural hair, first things first, people look at you different when you're wearing an afro or when you're wearing it straight.
That's right.
So you're looking at me now, I'm all like, glamazon with my wig on. But if I'd have came up here with my little afro, you'd have been looking at me like, she need to go back to Africa with her Kunta Kinte afro. People, maybe so. Because the reactions are different, very, very different with the way people perceive you. They don't perceive you as being a professional, as being an executive. I have a background in hair. I was a hairstylist and salon owner for 10 years. Now I'm in real estate. I'm a real estate owner. I own a real estate brokerage here in Atlanta. And so I'm an executive. I'm a real estate executive. And so the way I look when I have maybe a weave and my hair is straight is different from the way I'm being perceived when I do have my afro or my hair is in a twist. The reaction is different. Somebody is looking at me sideways when I come in with my afro. It's not the same. And when you did say, oh, is that the way they look at me? Probably so. It just being real, because it's different. I can have on whatever, and then you look at my head, and then they're looking like, that don't match.
and the only reason why Stephanie says that is that that's why we're having these conversations, because just like she feels that way, some men, as Keisha says, some men don't like their women with natural hair. Some men love their women with natural hair. But these are real conversations. You want to say something? You say you love,
And it's
these are real conversations that we can't neglect. But the truth is, everybody don't like it. The truth is, some people do look at you. But also the truth is, some people love it.
That's
also,
right.
The truth is, some people don't take offense to it. I was in a conversation, and then I'm going to wrap up. I was in a room with two executives. They said that they hired two girls from Clark College as interns for the summer. One girl had natural hair, and one girl had straight hair. But they were both real sharp sisters. And the guy told me the only problem with the girl with the natural hair was the company didn't want her to represent them with that look.
That's right.
So there were some things
It's
and
true.
some assignments that she did
That's
not
right.
get because the company
Because
chose
of her
to say that we think she's a sharp sister, but we don't want her to represent us like that. This is a real thing. I have to say this. We have to be honest. We have to be honest because a lot of naturalistas will go in and look at the back of the products and see, what's in it, paraben, is it sulfate, is it this? Can we start looking at our foods the
That's
same
right.
way?
That's right.
Because nothing topically has never killed us, but things inside have.
That's right.
Great conversation. Okay, we're about to give something away. This is in our natural segment. We're giving away a Nuratrust hair steamer. Hair steamers are great for women with natural hair. She's also going to take home with her not only just a NeuroTrust hair steamer, but she would get our special NeuroTrust Steam and Super Moisturizer Conditioner and Vinyl Oil to go along with it.
All right.
Let's talk about hair. It's not your average conversation. It's not your average conversation about hair.